This is why these reviews are great. I'm sorry that I just paused this. You saw my face change. That chicken sandwich is raw. Like, legitimately.
Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey, chapter 223. It is the second day of the week, aka the special beam cannon workout. I am feeling pretty good, actually. I'm very happy. I'm about to go to the basement to do the next workout. Feeling very good about that. But anyways, to the main subject matter at hand. Medium rare chicken. The reason why this episode's called Medium Rare Chicken is because there's an entire story which I will talk about, which I've briefly mentioned in the newer episodes, which was my Christmas Eve, because that was a very, very, very eventful day. So originally this video was probably going to be filmed on the 26th of December, but I fucked up my hand. Now, I've already talked about my hand and what happened there, but that's for that episode right here. But this is more of the story of that day because there was a lot of stuff that happened. I'm going to probably mention a few places, mention a few things, mention some details that I probably shouldn't mention, but I'm going to try to keep them as how do I say this? What's the word? As broad as possible, but it's still going to be a story time nonetheless because I have a lot to say, specifically about one thing and one thing alone, and yes, it does have to do with chicken, so there is that, but I wanted to tell this story because this was going to be a video a while ago, and I had completely forgot until I looked at my list of things to talk about, and then I was like, holy shit, I gotta talk about this, so I'd rather do it a little bit while it's not too far in the distant past, because this day is still ingrained in the brain very hard because of how particular of a day it was. So with that being said, I'll see you downstairs.
All right, so start this day off with squats, which were pretty nice. But anyways, back to the main subject matter at hand here. Medium rare chicken. So there's a reason why this entire day revolves around that. Well, kind of. First of all, the day itself. It was Christmas Eve. That's what makes this day very memorable in multiple levels because it is the day before Christmas. First thing is first, I had to work that day. It was a half day, so thank God, but still had to work that day, which was annoying, but whatever. It's a half day. I'll take it. Whatever, I get paid. So on that day, it was a new coworker of ours that was there meeting with my boss, and we were like, oh yeah, everything's fine. Then cut to about an hour later, she quits on Christmas Eve on a half day at like 1 hour into the shift. She was in her second week, I think, at that point, which is insane because we were like, what? We were literally blindsided by this. And on Christmas Eve, too, to just say, you know what? Fuck this job is kind of insane for anybody to do in any circumstance. But still, that was just like the beginning of the day. That wasn't even everything that was attached to the rest of the day. So that was the first real incident that happened that was like, what the fuck? So then I get out noon, I go home, I say, fuck it, it's the holidays, I'm not going to be able to go to the gym because the gym closed at noon, I think, on Christmas Eve, I believe. So I was working at the time, so I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to go to the gym, let me just go enjoy some food. So I decided to go to one of my favorite places to eat, Bonchon. If you don't know what Bonchon is, please look it up. It is a Korean chicken place. I say the name with utter disgust in my heart because I decided to order a couple chicken sandwiches, one for me, one for my wife. We get it from the place that we buy it from and then bring it all the way home. It's a little bit of a drive, but it's Christmas Eve, so there's not much traffic out in the road. So we're like, all right, whatever. We get home, we start eating it. As I get closer and closer to the center, I realized this chicken is very rubbery, too rubbery. So then I look in the middle of it, uncooked chicken, just raw chicken in this chicken sandwich, raw chicken in the middle. It is a breaded chicken sandwich. So there is a coating around it. And it's funny because I remember particularly that it was kind of burnt on the outside. So somebody fucked up somewhere. And I was like, oh, fuck no. So then I immediately spit it out and I'm like, okay, great. Now I have to deal with the possibility of salmonella on my fucking new Christmas Eve, which is great. So now I have to deal with this. And then I don't even get to finish eating this meal that I was super enjoying. That was the other part of it that I was like, well, fuck me. You know, of course this type of shit happened. And then afterwards, after all of that ordeal, I go into my garage to, hey, let me start moving around my stuff for the mats for this home gym. Next day, my hand hurt. The next day after that, Oh yeah, I find out I broke my hand probably moving those mats around. They are horse stall mats that weigh 100 pounds each. So all three of these things happened all within a span of like less than 24 hours, which is kind of insane that we would have workplace drama, I'd have food drama, and then my body just decides, hey, I'm gonna get injured right now at literally the worst time humanly possible. So it was just a day to remember, to say the least.
And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed. None. Exercises skipped. We have 3. Calf raises. Don't have the calf block yet, so can't really do anything about that one. Jefferson curls. Completely forgot about them. I genuinely did not remember I had to do them into my program, and I was like, fuck. I should have done that, but it was too late at that point. I was like, all right, I'm basically breaking everything down, so I'm just going to get out of here. And then 3, well, we'll get to that when we get to that. But anyways, back to the main subject matter. And listen, I'm not one to hold grudges, but I am one to hold grudges, depending on what it is. If you wrong me hard, especially when it comes to food, I will forever remember it. There's only been one time I've ever forgiven food that has wronged me. Once have I ever forgiven it. And that was my favorite place of eating of all time. That was it. Everything else, unforgiven. And I will hold a grudge to this day and probably beyond for that one place because I hate it now and it sucks that I hate it, but I'll never go there again. And just because of this one bad experience, maybe I'll go to another franchise because I know they vary franchise to franchise, but I am that particular one where I got that sandwich from. No, that one can die and rot in hell. So I'm not going there, even if it's free. So that's just a small little blip in a large story of what that day was. So I wanted to say that. That was one thing. And then another thing was, it's crazy how life just kind of throws you curveballs into becoming one like memorable day. And like it was already like a noteworthy day because it's the day before Christmas, Christmas Eve. But then after, it's like, oh, a whole bunch of shit's gonna happen on this day that's gonna make this day very particularly memorable. So it's like, oh yeah, I remember this Christmas because of the Christmas Eve that happened right before. So fun stuff like that. I always love talking or thinking about life in like that terms and stuff like that. But it is what it is. It happened. I'm past it. I haven't moved on. Well, I have moved on now officially with this video, but it's over. I will go my other separate way. With that being said, though, tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about this one. This one was more of a chill story time one. I always like doing these every once in a while. I also came up with an idea for another series that I'm very excited about, but I'm going to have to give it a little bit of time before I deploy that series. So that'll be something for another day. But with that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with anybody who may or may not like it. I will be back on tomorrow with a new video. Thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching. Stay warm out there. Stay safe out there. Keep it heavy. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.